this is Miss Morell. I'm here with your recap of science class for last Thursday and Friday, September 3rd and 4th, and your preview of September 8th and 9th. First, I hope you guys had a lovely 3-day weekend and enjoyed some time off. I hope you stayed safe, wear your mask, take care of yourselves. So in class last Thursday and Friday, we touched on classification some more. So to recap, there are 3 domains, the broadest level of organization, and they are bacteria, archaea, and eukarya. The next level, taxonomic level, is kingdoms, and there are 6 kingdoms, and they are bacteria, which goes with the bacteria domain, archaebacteria, which go with the archaea domain, and underneath eukarya, there are 4 kingdoms. They are protist, fungi, animal, plant. Taxonomy is the science of classifying organisms into those various kingdoms. And to do that, biologists and scientists look at physical characteristics. The physical characteristics of organisms that they consider are the type of cell, prokaryotic or eukaryotic, pro, no, nucleus, yes, nucleus. How many cells? Are they unicellular, one cell, very simple, or multicellular, many cells, more complex organisms? Do they reproduce sexually or asexually? Sexually involves 2 parents contributing DNA, and the offspring are genetically different from the parents because the DNA is mixed. Asexual reproduction requires only 1 parent, and the genetic offspring are genetically identical because there's only 1 parent contributing DNA. The last characteristic for classification is, how does the organism get its energy? If it has to consume its energy, meaning that it cannot make its own energy, then it's called heterotrophic. Animals are heterotrophic. Some fungi are heterotrophic. Some protists are heterotrophic. But autotrophic, on the other hand, means that an organism can make its own food, and that would be green plants, some fungi, and some protists. So then, once we are aware of the characteristics, we've learned that biologists and science can use a tool called a dichotomous key to help identify organisms. And a dichotomous key is a series of paired questions, the answers to which lead you through the steps to ultimately identifying the organism. In class, we identified animal tracks, we identified snowmen, we found the scientific names of different kinds of candy, and we identified dinosaurs. So we spent a lot of time on dichotomous keys and practicing. The trick to a dichotomous key, there are 2. First, always start at question number 1, no matter what else happens in the dichotomous key, always start with question number 1. And then the other trick to a dichotomous key is be sure you're always looking at physical characteristics. You can't identify an organism with a dichotomous key unless you're only considering physical characteristics. So that's the material that we've covered the last couple of weeks. We reviewed it in class. We also went over the dinosaur dichotomous key assignment, and you were allowed the opportunity to redo that if you needed to. Your homework for last week was due on Friday. So if you haven't done that, please do it. And then finally, this week on Tuesday and Wednesday, September 8th and 9th, you'll be having a test, your first summative quiz. In order to prepare for the quiz, I asked you to, first of all, go back and look at your unit organizers and the learning targets and talk them out with somebody. If it says, I can't explain what a domain is, go find somebody and explain it to them. The next thing that I asked you to do was to study your Quizlets. Study the vocabulary. You're going to struggle on the test if you don't know the vocabulary. So please study that. Also, your journal is full of material that will help you We used the journal when we wrote the test. So if you are familiar with the material in the journal, you should do fine on the test. And then finally, the last thing is there will be a couple of the warm-up questions on the test. So go back and look at your warm-ups for the last 2 weeks and make sure you understand why the correct answer is the correct answer. So that's it. Hope this gets you where you need to be, and I will see you in class.